Welcome back everyone. We have an Element Fission patch note release already. So guys, be ready for a ride because some things are changing in the game. So if you want to take a look at this as well, I'm going to have the link to the official Discord in the video description down below. Make sure to check it out because this is super exciting that we're already getting a juicy patch note like this already, 1 week into the game. So let's go ahead and take a look, and if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to drop that thumbs up and then let me know down below how you feel about this overall patch notes. Was it what you're looking for? Are you interested in more content? I'm interested in how you guys are feeling. Personally, I feel like we don't need any more content right now. There's so much to do, but yeah guys, let me know. So to get started, this is going to be patch note 1.6 or 1.6.13 update and maintenance. So the game is going to be undergoing maintenance on March 26th, 2025, which is going to be tomorrow, relatively soon after this video is released. Maintenance will last approximately 30 minutes, so not a long time compared to other games that are down for like 6 hours. So that's always great news. Dates and times are shown in your local time zone, so this may not be the same for you guys that it is for me. For me, the downtime is 3 AM. That's perfect because I won't even be awake. So we will wake up to a new patch note release. Very, very exciting. So let's go ahead and scroll down. Hopefully you guys can read along with me. I tried to make this rather big just so you guys can check it out, but we've got feature updates. So new hyperlinks on the miscellaneous page will allow players to access the game community and forums. This is great because I've seen every single person, well, not every single person, but like 80% of you guys don't even know that this game has an official Discord or an official Facebook or an official Reddit. So this is great news, making it a little easier for you guys to find the communities for this game and get even more resources to allow you to grow and get stronger. So really nice update. Clicking these links grant a one-time reward. Okay, so you can even get rewarded by doing so. So this is definitely welcomed. Next up, we've got a new help button in the workshop. Provides details on its settings. So I assume that's because the secret workshop that no one really knew about unless you dismantled a legendary 5-star piece was not supposed to be a secret at all. So it looks like they're just going to find a way to implement it into the game and allow players to figure it out themselves via this challenge that they're adding in. So a new challenge quest in challenge, 2 elements and gears. You will be able to unlock the workshop. Okay, so this is the Element and Gears challenge, and this will be where we unlock the workshop. If you haven't, unlocking still requires gear inscription, which just means dismantling a 5-star legendary piece, and the existing workshop access will not be affected. So if you guys have unlocked the workshop, have no fear, it's not going anywhere. They also added in players below level 40 will bypass the 12-hour guild transfer cooldown. This is actually an amazing addition. I know a lot of players that are still trying to find their home right now, or maybe they're not insanely active, so they have been removed and then they just can't play in a guild for 12 hours. So Element Fission devs, this is super amazing. Thank you so much. I love the direction of where you guys are putting this game. So up next, we've got guild member removal is now limited to 5 per days. So guild leaders will need to manage wisely. You hear that, guys? You cannot go ahead and kick every single person out of your guild. I know there was some drama with the #1 guild where they were just constantly, the turnover rate was extremely high, just kicking every single person out, and it did not end up super well for them. And so yeah, this is definitely a great addition. For all of you guys that know about the drama, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't want to go too deep about it, but there was the rank #1 guild, Ypsilon, I believe is how you pronounce it, and the guild leader kind of went AWOL and just removed like every single non-high spender to the point where people were just waking up without a guild and not knowing why they were removed, and they weren't able to do any guild content for 12 hours. So guys, you will not be able to do this no longer. We do have a bug fix up next. where targets stunned by bombs were still showing their skill bar, so that is a nice little change. It didn't really impact actual gameplay, it was just a display error, I believe. And then after that, they did change burn, the debuff. So before it was doing damage based off of your cooldowns after you used your abilities, but now burn will cause HP to now be deducted at the start of the skill casting rather than after the skill has been completed. So this is a really nice change. I'm curious how this is going to work in game. For example, if I put a burn on a hero, they use their ultimate ability, are they going to die before they get their ability off? So I'm definitely going to have to keep an eye on that change once the patch does go live. It is, I would say this is definitely a positive change because burn did not feel really strong before, so maybe this will increase it in value. And it looks like there may be some potential buffs or nerfs going forward because due to changes in Element attributes or skills, all battle records except Lost Tunnel will be cleared for replays. Oh no, that does not give me a good idea of what we're about to get. I'm afraid some insane dungeon heroes are going to be nerfed. Moving on to other fixes slash other updates. The first one we have fixed the issue where the Sphere Sage's second skill triggered the enemy's counterattack in core form, but the counterattack was executed with a delay. So that just sounds like a bug fix. Really nice. I didn't notice that myself because I haven't been lucky enough to pull a Sphere Sage until yesterday. I might do a video on it, but we'll see where we go from there. Next up, we do have fixed the issue where the boss's size was enlarged by 10 times on certain devices, causing gameplay issues. Okay, all of these are pretty much just going to be bug fixes, it looks like, yeah. Which is great because, you know, they're already doing these fixes 1 week into the game is always a good sign. Next up, we have a number has been added in the gear panel to oh my gosh. A number has been added in the gear panel to indicate the slot number to which the gear belongs. This is such a huge change. I don't know about you guys, but when I first started this game, I had no idea what slot was which, and the only indicator being which side the triangle was on was not the best. So this is great. After that, we've got the pacing mode now only applies to elements that have reached level 60. Elements that are not at max level will display their level instead of speed values. Okay, so this is interesting. I kind of mentioned this in one of my videos about how it's kind of not cool how if you do pick the pacing option in the pre-battle team area where it doesn't show your levels of your elements. So I guess they're going to just make it so you have to see your level until you hit level 60, and then really that doesn't even matter once you want to see their speeds. So I guess instead of making you be able to see both, they are going to go with the either or until you hit that max level, which is, you know, I guess that's a good change just for anybody that maybe had that option stuck and they were just not able to figure out why they couldn't see the levels of their heroes. So solid change. After that, we've got fix the issue where experience points were not correctly obtained from battles in certain situations. So personally, I didn't really notice or see that, but I'm sure you guys, great work out there for all of the suggestions and bug fixes that you guys have been posting in the official Discord. You guys have obviously been listened to, so another great fix. After that, we've got fix the issue where some beginner tutorials might display at the wrong time, causing players to get stuck. Another thing that I never really ran into, but I'm sure you guys did, and it's great that they're fixing it. So you guys will no longer get stuck after doing tutorials. That's perfect. I actually think I saw someone in the official Discord post how they didn't even have the strengthen tab, so I assume this is going to fix that directly. They are also adjusting the positions of some buttons in the gear management interface. Hopefully this makes that interface a little more manageable and easily to navigate, because I know a lot of you guys out there weren't even using the gear management page, and I highly recommend to do so because you can see your entire inventory and do a little better min-maxing overall. So another solid update or fix. We don't know until the patch goes live, but I'm sure it'll be a solid fix. Up next, we've got fix the issue where using the tenfold fission feature could cause the interface to not display the fission results correctly if the fission resulted in a golden light and the skip button was clicked too quickly. So I know I noticed this immediately after, when I was trying to just run through my multi-pulls a couple of times. I would click the skip button and then it would go blank and the summon screen would just stop summoning, and then 5 seconds later we'd be back and everything was appearing on the screen. I just couldn't see the animation, or I don't know, for some reason it just went blank for a little bit. So making the pulling, I know you guys probably like pulling summons, getting all that dopamine of course, but just making it a little more fluid is always better. After that, we've got chat channels and other publicly editable text areas will be filtered out certain uncivil or inappropriate words. Okay, so this is great. I noticed a lot of people were spamming some negative turns in the channel 1 that I'm always in, so another solid little fix. After that, we've got fix the issue with incorrect acquisition conditions for certain metals. Okay, so I actually didn't really run into this issue myself, but another solid fix because some of those metals kind of determine your gameplay or are helpful for gameplay. I know there's a couple metals out there that I didn't really touch up on in my tips video, but if you max skill up and level a 4-star, 5-star, or natural 3-star hero, you can actually see the multipliers of their abilities. So this is always a solid thing to do. And lastly, we've got fix the issue where the function to query battle recordings could cause network disconnections. Okay, so really nice start to these patch notes. I'm loving all of these bug fixes that they're already on top of 1 week into the game. And then after that, we do have in the dungeon strategy interface to show more diverse team compositions. If 2 teams have identical compositions, only the higher ranked team will display on the leaderboard. So that's great. It gives a little more variety to look into on the leaderboard. I personally use that to see what the best heroes are to build for each specific content. So this is a wonderful addition. Next up, we do have when a battle instant crashes due to certain program errors, players will receive a notification from the server and will be able to safely exit the battle to avoid data loss. I heard some of you guys talk about how if you did crash, you went back to the game and it was just a consistent loading screen. So hopefully this helps that issue out. After that, we do have in the mission requests related to purchasing certain items. If the item has a limited number of purchases, having an existing purchase record will be considered as completing the quest and will not be needed to wait, oh my gosh, until next week. This is amazing for all of you guys that are stuck on some of the quest lines because you didn't look forward or you're hoping they would be retroactive. This is exactly what they're doing. So this is wonderful. Holy cow. I don't think this could get any better, guys. I really don't. Up next, we do have when viewing skill descriptions in the Elamon acquisition interface and the bestiary, the corresponding descriptions of buffs, debuffs will also be displayed. Okay, this is great. I know for a lot of you guys, you're curious, like, what does paralysis do? What does burn do? And the only way to really look at that was to click the info tab when you're in the bestiary. So not having to navigate to the bestiary to see what each buff and debuff does is just a really nice quality of life. Our next fix is going to be before players acquire their first Elamon, the function to expand Elamon slots will be disabled to prevent players from spending all their gold and getting stuck. Oh my gosh, that sounds awful. Could you imagine re-rolling or pulling one of your best heroes and then just getting stuck because you can't proceed throughout the tutorial because you've spent all your gold expanding your Elamon slots? This is great. I don't know how common this issue was, but if it's just a great sign that they listened and they are immediately fixing it. So cool. Up next, we've got fix the error where players would receive a message saying you are not in a guild when sharing battles after leaving a guild. Okay, this is maybe one of the lesser common ones, but nevertheless, always a great fix. And we do have another one, fix the issue where error codes would pop up when players left a guild. Okay, so maybe the previous fix kind of corresponds with this one, so always good. And next we have fix some typos in the translations. Okay, we're getting somewhere. It looks like they're trying to polish up the game because they're realizing it's a big hit. A lot of people are liking it, so it's always a good sign for long-term play. And lastly, for the bug fixes, it looks like they've fixed the issue where the agree to terms button could not be clicked on the login screen due to overly long translations in certain languages. Okay, so another one that maybe corresponded with the previous fix, and yeah, so far so good. Now on to the meat and potatoes, some like to say, of the patch notes. We are going to be talking about the balance updates. So first and foremost, we've got the Electromancer family. So for the Tree and Dark Electromancers, their Unstable Device ability, which is their second skill, the landing or putting the bomb on the opponent's single target, will now get an additional 30% effect accuracy. Oh my gosh, so they're getting buffed. This is kind of unexpected. I really felt like, you know, they were kind of in a solid balance place, but they're getting even better. You're gonna have an easier time landing your bombs. I know in my rush video I missed a couple, so maybe the devs saw that and they're like, all right, these guys need buffed. So this is definitely welcomed. Up next, we've got Forked Lightning for the Tree, which is the ultimate ability, and it looks like they are just increasing the damage multiplier from 260 to 280%. So another buff. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, all right. Thank you, devs, for buffing this family that maybe really didn't need it, honestly. But okay, yeah, so good buff so far. Up next, we've got the Dark Electromancer. So kind of a rework here where with the ultimate ability, you're going to attack all enemies, remove all buffs, and apply 2 turns of burn. So when buffs are successfully removed, apply 1 turn of oh my gosh, so they're really making it like Gianna in current Summoners War. Super insane buff, guys. If you have the Dark Electromancer, give yourself a little pat on the back because this is huge. Oh my goodness. And they're also increasing the damage multiplier from 260 to 280%. So massive buff to the Electromancer family. Oh my gosh, how could this get any better? It looks like we have the Warner's family up next, and we've got the second ability, Local Anesthesia, for the Water, Tree, and Dark War Nurses. So what they're doing is it looks like they're kind of nerfing them. Hold on, the cooldown time has been increased by 1 turn. If I remember correctly, their cooldown went down to 2 turns, and it's the defense break / oblivion application. So maybe that was a little too overpowered, so this is a slight nerf to those guys. And then up next, we've got Local Anesthesia for the Dark version only. Okay, so the 6-star effect will do an additional attack bar decrease and decreases cooldown by 1 turn. Oh, so basically, hold on. Basically, they nerfed the Water and Tree version, but then gave the cooldown decrease back to the Dark one. So it remains insanely broken. Okay, all right, that kind of makes sense. I don't know, let me know down below in the comments how you guys feel about that. Was the skill 2 too low of a cooldown? Was it to the point where it was just broken and being abused? Because I really didn't notice anything crazy right now, but once again, we're only 1 week into the game. We do have the Man-at-Arms family next. Hopefully they're buffing the Tree one, please. I don't know if you guys watched my last video, but I pulled so many dupes of this guy. But it looks like for Victory Rush, for the Dark Man-at-Arms, which I believe is the passive ability, When the enemy's health is reduced to below half, no longer gains a turn, but instead will increase the action bar by 100%. So before it was just a full turn when someone went below 50% HP, and previously the turn effect of this passive could cause other teammates to lose their turn effects, such as the water sharpshooter's quick quiver or the dark ant cannon's ultimate absorb. I see. Okay, so it looks like there was like some sort of error being caused by the turn gain, so they're just making it a 100% action bar gain instead. So not like a nerf or a buff. Well, maybe a slight nerf depending on how OP it was. I didn't really see too many dark man-at-arms, so I don't know. Maybe if anyone in watching this video, let me know down below if you have him, if this is a nerf or maybe it's just a bug fix. And then it looks like additionally the issue where the skill incorrectly increased the enemy action bar has been fixed. Okay, so that's definitely a buff. Oh my god. So there's a little bug that it looks like where when his trait was activated, that the opponent was also getting an action bar increase. Alright, so that's a nice little fix. Up next we do have the engineer robot family, one of my favorites. I've been using the light one literally everywhere. I mean, all of them are actually really insane. A lot of people are using the fire one in arena, and it looks like they are doing a little touch up on the fire version. So for his overclocking ability, which is the skill 3, I believe, using this skill requires consuming 30% of your HP, but HP will no longer be deducted due to burn. Oh, I see. Okay, so if I have heard correctly, I didn't actually have him built, but because of how burn worked, once he used his ability, the burn debuff was applied and he took a crazy amount of damage himself. So now instead of taking all that damage, he's just going to consume 30% of his damage and then put the burn, which won't actually cause any self HP infliction because of the rework that they did to the burn debuff. And lastly, we've got a balance to the Popo Rider fam. Oh no, I already know. I kind of had a hunch that this was going to happen based off of them resetting everyone's records. So it looks like they are adjusting the light version's powerful swing. There was an issue where the skill's damage increase effect was calculated twice when attacking targets that were immune to inability. Oh, I see. So that's why she was doing an absurd amount of damage. Totally makes sense now. The skill was incorrectly configured with 2 modifiers that increased damage by 40%, resulting in a final damage of 1.4 times 1.4 equals 196. Okay, so now it's just supposed to be the initial 1.4 if they are immune to any inability effects. So after the fix, the skill will correctly increase damage by 40% against targets that are immune to inability, and they will be issuing 5-star evolution cartridges as compensation to all players who own a 6-star light Popo Rider after the maintenance is completed. Oh wow, this is actually really nice. A lot of games do not do this when they nerf heroes. They don't give you the resources back. So keep on doing these great additions, Element Fission, and I have high hopes that this game is going to be going on for a long time. This is wonderful. Personally, I've got 2 light Popo Riders, so I'm curious if I'll get 10 5-star evolution cartridges as compensation. Who knows? We'll have to see once the balance patch or patch notes do go live. But this totally makes sense why they're almost one-shotting the boss completely. But guys, that is going to wrap up the patch notes, our first patch notes, guys. Can't believe we already have patch notes. But please, once again, if you did enjoy the video, hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see my future videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.